It's the Camppatton Family Compounds Monday Night Fireside Chat. And tonight's topic is weight loss and garden choices and open chat. And let me up here. There I am. Hey, how's everybody doing? Alrighty. So yeah, we're going to do a little hodgepodge tonight. Hey, it's just, it's Monday Night Chat. We're going to chat about different things. We're going to start off with a couple pre-planned topics, and we're going to see where it goes. All right. Alrighty. So let me get over here to comments first, and I can welcome everybody in. First one in was Tasha at Prep For It. Tasha, we're waiting. A bunch of us are waiting for you to make another video. And next one in was Patriot Prepper, followed by Gear Grinding 19. And then Where to Begin Homestead came in. And Garden Warrior Q. Green Granny 2, Denise is here. Troop 1351 is lurking tonight. And the Evil Twin is lurking as well. If you don't know who that is, you should. And let's see what else we got here. Howie, Food Forest Permaculture. Hey, Howie. And I froze. Howie, stick around. When we get to the garden stuff, I'll drop the link if you want to come up here, all right? All right, see. And who else do we got here? Premier Hell, where's my money? Okay, I knew I forgot to do something here. Okay, hang on. All righty. Hey, Tim, how's it going? Okay, hang on. Let me jump over here real quick here. I got to take care of something here real quick, folks. And there we go. Okay, that is on. Okay, all right. Never mind. And Tim Fergal's here. And all righty. So we caught up on that. Okay. So I haven't done this in a couple weeks, so I'm going to fire it off here. I'm going to run show you who the channel members are. Do shout outs to all my channel members. So here are the channel members. This ain't Camp Crystal Lake. We have fun here. Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, I do the pun off Camp Crystal Lake because channel members are called campers. Camppatton, Anyways, it's a long story behind it, but they're called campers. And this ain't Camp Crystal Lake. We have fun here. All righty. Let me get back over here. And all right, got a bunch more people came in here. And hey, Premier, I wasn't too sure about that with some of your comments there. Okay, just that's what was I was looking to make sure that you had subscribed. So, all right. So Brenda's in the house. I said hi to Brenda. Oh, it's CB at Hugo Homestead. And let's see else what I got here. All right, and did everybody start chit-chatting? Oh, Wayne's in the house. Ungrateful peasant. How you doing? All right, so I'm gonna start off on a couple things here. So the first thing I'm gonna start off with here, let's jump back over and bring up the slides. There we go. And so for the weight loss challenge, the weight loss challenge is going on. Just reminding everybody. I got, okay, it's doing the automatic thing. I didn't think I turned that on. So the weight loss challenge is not individual challenge. It's individual against themselves with a team against the other team. And everybody's supporting everybody. Even other teams are supporting others on the other team. So we're basically one big family trying to help each other lose weight. And I was trying to get my neighbor across the street to join. She's been working on it, and she's slowly whittling away the pounds, but she needs a little more support. But she's kind of leery about YouTube, stuff. So anyways, we were talking back and forth on Facebook. And I froze. We're only like half a block away from each other, but it's just easier, getting on Facebook, doing stuff around here, and saying hi to her and stuff. And we're talking about the trials we've been facing on doing our weight loss. And one of the things that we both agree on, and it hit us both hard, that when the temperatures dropped, our bodies went into hibernation, put on the weight mode. And we've really been, struggling. And example, what goes on here with the temperature fluctuation, it started to warm up for a couple days, and I lost a couple pounds. And then it got cold again, and I put back on a pound. It's like, come on, body. It's not that big of a temperature change, but it's enough that my body goes, oh, it's cold. Ooh, put on the weight. And so things are Brenda. Oh, good. That's almost like Laura Hedgehog Homestead. When we were doing when Courtney was running the weight loss challenge for a couple months there back in September and October, what does Laura go and do? And Laura was my team captain. Okay, I was on her team. And what does she do? She starts putting out all these videos on bread making, cinnamon rolls, sourdough. And I'm going, what are you doing? We're trying to lose weight here. All right, everybody. Woohoo. All right, Patriot Pepper just became a member of Camppatton Family Compound. He is also a member of Gray Man Prepping. And I'll have an announcement for Gray Man Prepping here in just a minute. But anyways, yeah, so, and what turns out, how our team won, Laura's team, which was over Hedgers, won because Yogi in a Simple Kitchen, totally gave up bread. Boom. And he lost 40 pounds in 2 months. So, yeah, it's Wayne, you too. What's with all the brownies out there? Anyways, yeah, so there is a video out, on explaining everything. And I did some cool things. I created for the team captains when we get enough team captains to do, and Wayne just joined. Woohoo! Woo, woo, woo! And sorry, you're right. Yossi, not Yogi. Yossi. Sorry, I don't have any help up here tonight. I don't know where they're all hiding out at. And Glenn's in the house. Where to begin Homestead. And I just lost my train of thought. Got a squirrel moment there. Anyways, yeah. So if what I did is I created a spreadsheet for the captains to make it easier for them to keep track of their team's what's not weight loss. I wanted to give something more positive of their progression in life. There we go. And so with that, and that's over there. And so we're trying to get it started by the end of the month. We got 7 people that have said, hey, they want to do it. I want to get at least 7 more. I would like to get 14 more so we can have 3 teams and make it a little more, instead of red against blue, we can have multiple teams and we can, play off each other a little bit better and tease each other and help each other as we go. All right, so that takes care of that portion of it. And we're going to hang on to this a little bit as we go into the next portion here. So many seeds, so little time. Howie, are you still out there? Ah, Storms is in the house here. Hey, Barry. All right, Wayne, I'll keep you in mind on that. And I had someone else. I had someone else who said they'd be a captain, but they don't need to lose weight. And it works better when your team captain is, losing weight right alongside you. All right, so Howie, you still out there? Howie's still there. All right, so this is for Howie only right now, folks. I'm not going to bring anybody else up but Howie, because we're going to talk garden, and Howie, Food Forest Permaculture, is all about the gardening. Glenn, if you want to come up, how to garden, if you want to come up here too, you're welcome. Any other, all right, gardeners, Janice, if you want to do it. I'm going to spread this up a little bit. I want my gardeners up here. Okay. Premier, I would like to bring you up, but I don't know you that well yet. And we've had some bad times. Sorry, I can see you shaking your head there though. We've had some bad times with someone came up there and they did some bad stuff. And I actually had to almost had to take it down. And here's Howie. Hey, Howie.
Good evening, Gil.
All right. Hang on a second there, Premier. Glenn, do you really know Premier? Is he a good guy? You got to get the backup here from Glenn. He said he hadn't seen you for a while, so. All right. Just going to stay in it. All right. All right. So where did I got this up? That was my luck. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and drop that down. And let's see here. So Glenn, are you still here? Did you? I'm going to take a chance on you, Premier. I'm going to take a chance on you. Oh no! Oh, by the way, there's no smoking on lives anymore. Yeah. Yeah, that's one of
Hold on, I'm not going to do it. Oh, I'll be right there. Give me a second. I'm putting it out.
Okay.
Hey, no, I respect your rules. Don't joke.
It's not my rule. It's because
it's your rules. It don't matter. It don't matter. Don't even make no excuse, man. You have to have your rules. Yeah. Don't sugarcoat it. I won't smoke in your stream if you don't want me to. Don't matter.
Okay. Yeah, because one of the guys we have up here normally, Bob. Bob's been smoking for years on my live, on Courtney's live.
You don't need to do it. It's people that are trying to quit smoking. We don't need to encourage their habit.
Cool. Thank you.
I'm telling you, I agree with you 100%. And
all right. Yeah, because what YouTube's doing now
for my dad, because he had to quit smoking. He's on oxygen tanks.
Oh.
And so I was over at his house recently, and he wants to smoke my cigarettes. He says he's not going to buy any. And it broke my heart because it was me allowing him to smoke cigarettes. I never told him this, but it broke my heart.
Right.
Because that means when I go there, I can't smoke in front of him. I got to quit smoking. Yeah. My sister's already trying. He has to. I need to quit. You know, cigarettes are deadly.
Hey, if you ever need some encouragement, email me and I'll give you encouragement, because I lost my dad to lung cancer.
So my sister lost her aunt to smoking, and she smokes. It breaks my heart because she literally said she was never going to smoke, but she smokes now. Yeah. And then it's all because of us. It's all because of me and my dad, and because we let her into thinking it was okay.
Yeah.
It's not her fault.
Right. Cool.
You know, that's not my point. Is everything we do affects everybody else. Not to get all dramatic, but what it is.
Cool. All right, Howie, how you doing there?
Well.
Good. All right, so the next phase of this, going from weight loss into gardening, was one of the things I was thinking. Everyone's, I was going through my gardening stuff here, getting stuff set up, and I'm like, holy crud, I got a lot of seeds.
Nice.
So how do you germinate your seeds?
All right. I'm going to be doing a video on that. I should be getting it out tomorrow.
Okay.
I start by what's called chitting. CHITTING.
Chitty.
And I'm not going to say it's my computer here. And here's Glenn coming up here. Hey Glenn, how's it going?
Hi guys.
And so what I do is in fact, I got some apple seeds chitting right now and some squash seeds that my wife left me to chit. And basically I have a little tray and I put a couple of paper towels in there and I get it damp, nice and damp. I space the seeds out on it. I put another little container right over the top of it to trap the moisture in there. And I have it about 8 feet away from my wood burning stove. So it's it's warm, but not hot.
Nice.
And so right now the apple seeds are taking a while to do. Tomorrow I will be doing some lettuce seeds that I harvested from my garden last year.
What do lettuce seeds look like? I've got lettuce all the time, and they grow fast, I heard.
Yeah, the lettuce I have is Grand Rapids lettuce.
Oh, okay.
The seeds are eating about that tall, and they're so small. They're black. They're black. They almost look like something you see sprinkled on top of muffins.
Pepper. They look like pepper. Like
no, they're long and skinny. They're really skinny, and they're about
Can you pre-germinate them, or do they have to? Because some seeds I've noticed when I try to pre-start a garden, you can't pre-germinate them. They die if they hit any type of light.
Well, these what happens?
You can't pre-germinate at all.
Everything I've done so far, I've been able to chit it and plant it. And so what happens is it's kept dark inside the container here. And and I open it up once a day, just take a quick look at it, make sure that the paper towel's still damp and none of the moisture's getting out.
Okay, so I just literally give it too much light. That's what I did wrong.
Well, my daughter's done it on the counter, but I found out if I do it inside, two bowls stacked on top of each other with just a little bit of space in there, it traps the moisture in there and gives it a more humid atmosphere, like it's in fresh soil. And
I don't think I gave it in a. I just kind of was expecting them just to miss them and have them grow, but they died. They didn't grow.
Yeah, you got to keep them really moist.
Yeah,
cold weather crops. I like to direct sow cold weather crops just by scratching the ground a little bit and timing with the rains and the cold weather in the spring And then you get another one in the fall, same thing with cold weather crops like lettuce, kale, that kind of thing, radishes. You can get 6 crops of radishes here, but it's timing, and it's guerrilla grow is the most successful for me. And then if I'm going to plant like spinach or something in the little containers or something like that, but a direct cold weather crop is awesome. Now, hot weather crops, tomatoes and cukes and stuff, well, I tend to grow them little shorts, little starts. But cold weather crops I directly sow, and then I directly sow also all squash now.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
I cut out all that work. When it comes to squash, my wife has such great success. She stopped doing the pre-germination unless it's colder in the spring than she wants it to be. Then she'll start it out, and she'll direct sow into a pot though.
Yeah, so that helps, especially if you got a lot of nematodes in your that'll eat your seedlings. So that really smart thing to do. Your wife's doing. That's very smart.
So she puts in a little like a yogurt container.
Yeah, that'll do.
She puts it in a yogurt tank container, and when it gets tall enough,
perfect. Those are perfect.
Yeah, all you got to do is you take like a 1/4-inch drill. You drill about 6 holes in the bottom so it can drain.
Sure.
And then
that is exact. I mean, I used a little bit smaller holes, but that works perfect too.
Yeah.
And then honestly, I tell you what's really works really good is Miracle Grow potting soil.
Ooh.
I tell you, they germinate so freaking fast.
But there's the chemicals
but they eat it all up, and it all gets flushed out before you even get to the actual fruit. It's it's a boost at the very beginning. If you think about it, it's all I transplant them.
You can
a month after.
I got better soil here, bros. I got better soil that I compost here, better than Miracle Grow. And there's none of the chemicals in it, none of the PK.
NPK. Living soil.
My whole point is they claim shit's organic. Excuse my French, but they claim it's.
We're 15 minutes in.
Use those chemicals to make the organic fruit that we supposedly buy from the food storages. So they're actually using worse chemicals.
Make your own soil. You know what you have.
That's why as long as you're flushing it out before you eat it, you're not eating Miracle Grow.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that. It's just that we've had problems with Miracle Grow. The plant starts growing real quick, and then it just dies.
Okay, listen. The what you're going through is it's actually loving the nitrogen, but most plants, unless it's a flower, it's over nutrient. Nitrogen fries it. You actually get a good amount, and it loves it when it's germinating. But when it gets to a certain point, you got to pull it out and replant it immediately. Otherwise, it pretty much.
Well, I know with the stuff like Howie does with the permaculture and the soil bank. And what I've been doing here, copying between Howie and Ron, the Green Wizard.
Yeah, they're obviously doing really good.
Soil is so rich and great that I dig up some of my soil and I bring it in for my potting soil, and the stuff just my rainbow chard was going off the hook for the last 2 years.
I saw that.
It was huge.
The only way you can improve, you're doing great. Okay, the only time, like hydroponics, like if you can come up with a method to prevent root bound, the only reason why most crops get slowed down is because of root bound.
That's where Howie comes in.
They root bound after 2 weeks. Once your crop starts to grow, 2 weeks later, they're root bound. Every one of your crops. If they're in a 1 gallon container, it's 2 weeks. If they're in a 4 gallon container, it's 5 weeks. They're going to get root bound.
Like what Howie has a great up there in Vancouver Island. he has huge areas of just how deep is that loam up there now? 2, 3
Between
feet?
3 and 5 feet, and in some places 7 feet deep of rich black humus. And the mycelium's all through it. The mushrooms come out everywhere, and it just looks after itself. But I made all my own soil, and I inoculated it with mycelium from like a old growth forested area. I took some there in late October, November, brought it here. And then I went to 2 other food forests and took like peach like fungus and stuff, and I brought it back here. So I introduced it, and I kept it alive when it was cool. I took it out of the ground when it was cool, or off the ground, and put it in a cooler, and I took it home, and I was so gentle with it all, because I want shiitakes growing here. I want lion's mane. I want mushroom champignons growing here, and I don't want to have to plant them. I want them to naturally be here. And it happens every year. I pick my own, but I mean, some I don't pick, like Amanita muscaria and stuff. I don't bother with that stuff. There lots do, but making your own soil is the best legacy you can leave the planet, your family, and you. For losing weight, grow your own food. And if you got to use Miracle Grow, well, then use Miracle Grow. If you got to do it hydroponically, well, do it hydroponically. But the fastest, easiest way is from your environment, from where you are. And not everywhere you can go and get Miracle Grow after, HTF. You got to have some compost teas, and you have to have some kelp or horse manure, whatever it is, to regenerate that land. And everything's in layers, and you're making soil. And the big thing is, it's like a giant sponge. For water, it soaks up water, the food forest. And then, I'll sow in radishes on the entire food forest floor just to put the nitrogen in there that's needed.
Yeah.
Most plants are heavy nitrogen feeders that you're going to eat, like your vegetables and stuff. But wood ash and biochar, man, goes a long ways to making some fine soil.
What I use for my crops is Alaska fish fertilizer. I love that. It works perfect. 5% nitrogen.
Be careful of that. It's got a lot of metal in it.
Yeah, but it doesn't go into the plant, from my understanding. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, yeah, I think it does. Celery soaks up all metals, and if you want to get metal out of your body, you use burdock roots.
Well, if you eat a can of tuna fish a week, you get plenty of mercury in your body. And
you get more mercury if you ate bottom fish. That's actually the tuna's got less mercury.
One of the things to bring you up, Premier, on something. When I was growing up, one of my neighbors, time I was growing up, I was already an adult. Sorry, I mean, I first met them when I was 14 years old, but when I was an adult and stuff, we became fast friends and stuff. She was the head of the horticulture department for Contra Costa County's community college district system. Okay. And one of the things from what she had learned over the years, and she was also one of the master gardeners for the San Francisco Bay Area. And she had approval from the Department of Agriculture to go to other countries and bring back certain plants and use her place. She had a 10-acre place up the street from me. Use her place as a quarantine zone to make sure they weren't going to go wild here. But one of her things she learned is that Miracle Grow acts like a artificial steroid for plants when they're young, and can actually damage them and change their metabolic performance. So that I've seen some of the videos she did for her classes showing time lapse of stuff on Miracle Grow versus compost, and the Miracle Grow started growing good. All of a sudden, just
yeah. I mean, back in the day, I used to do inappropriate stuff like grow marijuana, And that's exactly what happens.
Yeah, but with the plants planted exactly
my favorite plant.
Yeah, same plants planted right in another raised planter bed with compost, grew faster than Miracle Grow. Didn't do the after a while, just kept on growing.
You okay? Well, we marijuana doesn't have that problem. It's a freaking weed, and I've tried to do the same thing with tomatoes, and it doesn't work. So you literally have to use a mix of Miracle Grow, and I mean to make it work. Like I was trying to say, you have to mix like 25% Miracle Grow potting soil with regular dirt that you plan on planting it with. And you gotta mix when you germinate it with it, so that when it germinates, it's gotta realize the soil, because the soil could be contaminated with whatever. It don't matter. You're gonna eat it. You don't know. You don't have no scientist to tell you, oh, your soil is nice and healthy. No, we don't have that. Not where I live, anyways. Yeah. So,
well, one of the things here for my tomatoes here, the tomatoes I planted this last year went absolutely friggin' bonkers in my compost that I did. They were up taller than I could reach up.
They were really?
Yes.
I've never had tomatoes that tall.
And there were so many tomatoes on there. I was having neighbors come over and pick tomatoes. My grandson.
I wish you would have made a video on the tallest tomato plant, because I've never had a tomato plant go above 5 feet.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is, and these were I took a 55-gallon barrel, cut it in half, and this is what I had on my patio. And so it's only like 27 and a half gallons, and it was all natural. It was the soil here. It had biochar in it. It had cow manure in it. It had alfalfa in it that had decomposed over the winter. And it was just, you stick your hand in, it's like, you almost want to eat it. It smells so good.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
The dirt is so good.
The soil smells like candy.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's just.
Oh, I mean,
it's an amazing smell when you have good.
I know. The only time I've ever had that amazing smell is when I fill up my gas tank.
The best soil will come from layers of green brown, like a lasagna with some biochar and wood ash thrown on there. Fill it up with some nitrogen fixers, and then rock and roll and grow what you want. You can throw cardboard anywhere, and then within 3 weeks under that cardboard, worms and microbes break everything down. Nematodes break everything down.
Worms don't don't ever get rid of worms. Anytime you see a worm in your garden, leave it.
Yep.
They're
one
not
of the things that one of the guys, I'm not sure where Bob is. I sent Bob the email, and usually Bob comes up. Bob has just bought his own place up there in Seattle.
Yep. He's not far from me.
Yeah, he was in a rental and he hated it.
From Seattle.
He's what?
I'm only 3 hours away from Seattle.
Okay, so Bob bought a house finally, so he's no longer a renter. Nice. He's been taking all the boxes they used to move their stuff from the one house to the other end. He's tearing it up, soaking it, running it through a blender, adding coffee grounds to it, and he's making his own soil. Making his own soil.
Medium.
And he's had some stuff, and he's putting it in pots, and he's got stuff that's just going nuts already.
Well, sure.
You know how to, a lot of people don't know this, but you have leftover coffee, put it in a spray bottle. It'll get rid of aphids. A lot of people don't know that. I mean, no joke. Put it in a spray bottle and spray it on your plants. It won't hurt your plant, but it will freaking get rid of your aphids. They'll stay off your plants. It won't hurt your plant at all. That's what I did to get rid of my aphids. It gets rid of all of them, everything. In your every single garden, just spray your leftover coffee on your plant. It'll get rid of all your freaking annoying little aphids.
Yeah. Fish is saying, fish. I mean, fish leftovers to the garden.
Absolutely.
And dishwashing soap also helps.
Yeah.
One drop of dishwashing soap and a whole fucking pot of coffee.
Yeah.
super freaking anti.
All right. Gary's running a conversation here. He said, take the worms fishing, then add the leftover fish to the garden to feed the worms again.
I had salmon and cod guts and bones and halibut bones, whatever it is. I've been adding it here for years, even from a restaurant. All the halibut skeletons and stuff, I'd bring 500-600 pounds at a shot and put it into the garden here, and then that would be that layer, But I do no-till, sun-grown, living soil, and I never have a problem with bugs. I never have a problem with production, and it can look after itself. I'm not here. The way it's set up, the food forest, it looks after itself, and then I can sow crops just by using a rake or getting the chickens to go in and disturb the soil a little bit, and I can just go in and sow that up with cold weather crops direct. So I have it down to a fine art for myself that works good for myself in my locale. It's not for everyone everywhere. And you have your own way of doing it. Any soil disturbed will grow something.
We can still learn from what you're experiencing.
Soil at all.
One of the things that was it's kind of funny for what my wife has done. I wish this was behind me was real, but she has some planters like that at the house in California, and she planted some. I'm not sure where she got the seeds from giant sunflowers. Those things were over 12 feet tall. Nice. And the heads on them were about like that big around.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And then she forgot to harvest one of the heads. And the squirrels
get 1 million views.
Sure.
And there's sunflowers all over the neighborhood now.
Nice.
Yeah, you need to do a short video on that. For the love of God, because I want.
I did a video.
Do a short. A short will help point out and make one for her first, so that it points her to her channel, and then do one that points that you have a channel.
Yeah. Well,
so
my wife doesn't want to do a channel. She'll only she won't video. When I see we're retiring up here to Idaho. We're retiring up here to Idaho, so I'm fixing the Idaho property up. When I go
it
back
don't
to
matter,
California,
man. You guys, you could literally make a fortune on YouTube because you're doing great deeds. You're doing great. You have a ton of info, and I have never been to a channel, especially on their stream, where they actually give facts and talk to the channel. Like, you're good, man. You're golden. All you got to do is just make a couple shorts.
Yeah.
Save your seeds from store-bought food. And replant your store-bought food. And seeds are best stored in the freezer when they're dry inside of a sealed package. And all the best to you. I must go, Gil. Take care.
But all right, Howie.
Seeds and your soil.
He's exactly
right. Peace out, buddy. And see you, Premier Hell. Bye, Gil.
All right. Take care.
Hey.
When I was on Courtney's live earlier or late, today's May. So it was on Wednesday night. Last Wednesday, I was on Courtney's live. That's White Family Farm. She was talking about the stuff she ordered at seeds she ordered and got. She's talking about, I got these real cool ones. She held up the package. Is it shorts? I think it's short stuff. Sunflowers. They got big heads, but they only grow about 2 to 3 feet tall.
Yeah, they're hard to keep alive. I've not had very much success with those. I always fail.
But what I plan to do is
or something.
Yeah. What I'm doing is I just got a whole bunch of soil brought into the house here. Been doing a lot of work this last summer, and I had like 10, 25-ton truckloads of topsoil brought in from the farmland brought in to raise up the backyard to put in a garden. Well, I want to put in some sunflowers.
House, I would do that.
I want to put in a bunch of sunflowers to draw any of the heavy metal chemicals out of it.
Actually work. You're right. That would actually pull out all the bullshit.
Mm-hmm. And so
Sorry about the French, but that would pull out because sunflowers just look, they're like weeds. And instead of planting marijuana, sunflowers are like they just, I mean, you really could just plant some marijuana and it would do the same thing. But also marijuana pulls out some good nutrients, so sunflower seeds would actually be better than marijuana.
Yeah.
And in most cases, sunflower seeds would actually be better for that scenario.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is on the soil that I brought in, I got to get 2 or 3 more truckloads in the spring here, but I got a 10-pound bag of cover crop I'm going to sow down and get it going. It's got peas, alfalfa, clover, and a couple other things in there that, to grow in the soil. And then I'll plant a bunch of sunflowers in there as well. Yeah, a bunch of
sunflowers. You're going to fix the soil. Perfect.
And then I will plant the sunflowers in there. And then probably about halfway through summer or so, after the sunflowers, go up and start to head, I'm going to add another layer of dirt over the top of it and put more cover crop on it and let it go through the winter. So that next spring I should have some good soil next spring to do the tomatoes, the cucumbers.
It literally sounds like real life Minecraft.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is scientific understanding how to do what you need to do. Like,
a lot of what taught me this. Howie taught me a bunch of stuff to do what I'm going to do out here on this. Him and then Ron Netzel, the Green Wizard. He has his book out. I have his book. I've read his book about 3-4 times now. So I'm going to be incorporating all these things into it. I'm going to be adding the gypsum to the soil because we are calcium poor here in southern Idaho. I'm going to be adding as much biochar as I can to it. One of the problems we have here is the soil is very alkali. We are on top of a basalt field down about 15 feet.
You must be in Texas.
No, southern Idaho.
Oh shit! You're only 3.5 hours away from me.
And so down here in southern Idaho,
but I still have the same problem. We got, even in Washington, we have the same exact soil.
Yeah, well, it's because of the volcanic
almost identical to that.
The volcanic activity that was around here that goes from Yellowstone back down through Idaho Falls over to Twin Falls up.
Exactly where we got
and then across and up into Oregon and Washington. It's one of the. It was a curve of volcanoes there, and because it's so.
Okay, sorry. Let me finish it because I'll forget what I'm saying.
Okay.
Sorry, but okay. When I plant something, the only thing I always forget to do is add some peelite or some stuff to the soil we got here in Washington. If you want to use, your garden soil and you want to make a plant grow, you got to add the peelite. You got to buy a bag of this peelite stuff to give it the oxygen. I have only ever successfully kept the plant alive until I added that to the soil. We live in such a suffocating, soil-rich environment that we need to add oxygen to our soil. Otherwise, we suffocate everything we grow unless it's a weed.
Yeah. One of the things that, because of our soil being so alkali here, is that you can add a certain amount of wood ash, but unlike a lot, if you watch a lot of the homestead or something, when we're talking about the fireplace or especially the wood burning stoves, they say, you burn it, don't clean it out, put another pile of wood in there so it re-burns the ash. You don't want to do that here. You want some of the non-fully burnt wood that has more pieces of the biochar and char in there to go into the soil.
Yeah, that's a heavy nitrogen and heavy potassium, I think. I can't remember I might be backwards on that, but from my understanding, I think it gives a lot of nitrogen and it also neutralizes a lot of the bacterias that will fight against the growth. I mean, fire soil is good soil.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's why after a forest fire, when you have a forest fire, it just seems like the mountain just jumps to life with
that's because everything's not completely burnt.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah. All right. Now, one of the other
are good.
Yeah. Well, one of the other things that we've learned around here is that if the pine trees, if you have alkalized soil, wood chips from pine trees and all the pine needles going into the soil, because those are acidic. You add those to the alkali, and it brings you back to a more neutral pH. And so, Glenn stepped out. Hey, we got Rebel Canners is in the house. Hey, Tammy. And to answer a question that Wayne asked, I'm not sure how late I'm going to go. If the chat keeps rolling, we'll keep going. Now, one of the things
let me look at the chat too, so I'm not looking at this. Looking at you, I'm looking at the chat, so I can comment to the chat. Yeah. So, in this way, everybody can make fun of my goofy face.
Okay. All right. Wayne's talking about the brownies he's making still.
I know, I'm putting on more weight to lose. I mean, I wish I could grow brownies. How do you plant brownies? Tell me how to plant brownies.
I haven't figured that one out yet.
I know.
All I know is they can't grow up here in Idaho. They might grow down in Florida and some of the Gulf states.
In Washington, all you have to do is put them in an oven and pour water on it.
Well, I'm saying it's down in Florida and those states. You can grow the cocoa bean for it. So you have to grow the pieces down there.
Oh my gosh, you guys! A lot of people don't realize that chocolate comes from cocoa, from basically a bean, and then the cocoa, cocoa comes from a bean too. And if you mix cocoa with the jungle bean, which is the same thing, kind of, it is so good. Oh my gosh, it makes a dessert that is so delicious. But if you ever put your tongue in the powder and licked it before you made it, it is so freaking disgusting.
Oh, it's bitter. It's very bitter.
It's like bitter and nasty. It is. Nobody would ever want to eat that by itself.
Oh, my sister does. My wife and my sister love the 97% Caro, which means there's very little sweetener added to it at all. Yeah, it's baking. It's basically baking chocolate chips and stuff. And they love it.
I definitely want to try her chips because I'm not a sugar freak and I love good chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah. All right. One of the things too. Well, anyways, one of the things I want to talk about here for everybody is, with the all the your garden choices. Your choices are going to make a determination on helping you lose weight as well. If you plant the right foods, the right stuff, and you can get healthier and
I've only read
that's why I'm trying to do
like 5 books on weight loss.
Yeah. Well, this is why I'm trying to grow some more. I'm just going to go ahead and get some the lettuce going here during the winter time here. I'm debating whether or not I want to try one of the tomatoes here and try another tomato indoors here. I think what I'm going to do is wait till about, I need to get them in the ground the end of May. And so probably April 1st. I'm going to my
make a live and say, "Oh, everything harvested. Everything harvested. Everything's just sprouted up." April Fools.
Yeah, but on April 1st, I'll probably start chitting the tomatoes and the rainbow chard.
What's your favorite for tomatoes?
Well, I'm trying something different this year. It's what Courtney did last year on hers. She had a horrendous amount of tomatoes. It was off the hook. And their first, she got 100 seeds from Johnny Seeds, and the first half she put out there got decimated, and she had to replant.
Okay.
When she replanted, she had, huge amounts of tomatoes. She was just freezing tomatoes.
Tomatoes, because that's what I want. If I grow tomatoes, I don't want little tiny ones I have to slice.
These were decent size.
Yeah, that's all. I just want a hamburger bun / tomato.
Yeah, and so I'm just keeping up on the side chat here.
Well, go for it. I'm slacking.
Yeah, I can't remember what I got. I got the tomatoes sitting in there. I ordered them from Johnny Seeds, and I got them right away. She went a week later, tried to order them, and they were out. She was mad at me. And then a couple weeks later, they got more in. So she was okay with me then because she got her tomatoes. Yes. Always. Yeah. I chip tomato seeds, and I figure, and once they get about that long on the tomato seed, then I take and I put it in the pot. And I have not lost one, knock on wood, yet. From once it's chitted, putting it in a pot to getting it in the ground, they've all grown. So I haven't lost any yet.
What's a perlite?
Perlite is a white substance that sucks up water. They've started adding it to a lot of the soil mixes and stuff you get. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand now because I had no idea. The Star Homestead was asking, and I didn't have no idea, but now I understand what it is. It's just,
yeah.
Hey, it's a formula from soil. It's
let's see. Star is from India, and I think. Do I still have it up there, or did it go bye? I'm looking up back of the chat. It shows on my chat still being in there. Actually, here, let me do it this way here. Hey, Star, I'm pinning the link to the top. So, Star, if you want to come on up here. But
you're more than welcome. I like that. I like our conversation. Good, especially gardening conversation. My mom's like going, holy crap! My son's like listening to gardening. He ain't gonna ever freaking plant no tomatoes.
Hey,
but I might do it now that I know what I'm doing, because every time I planted them, they just die or get really freaking sick and die.
Yeah. But here's one of the things to consider. Most people, when they buy their pasta sauce at the store, a lot of them will grab the Del Monte, because Del Monte was selling it for 10 for 10. They'll have a 2-week sale, 10 cans for $10. And sometimes some stores will have it.
I always buy ragu.
Okay. Well, anyways, with the Del Monte, I found out the number 2 ingredient in there is high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah, that's
yeah, and honestly, I want to look. If it is high, yeah, they're trying to kill us. So even my mom said they're trying to kill us. And I'm gonna go look and find out if I'm gonna buy the Winco shit if it has less corn syrup, because they're killing us. They're literally trying to.
Hang on a second. I'm gonna look at something.
We don't need to get into that debate. Let's move on.
No. I'm just looking something here up for you here, if I can find it here.
No, I got ragu. That's all I got. And I got the regular.
It's not showing. Here we go. Here's ragu. Diced tomatoes. Citric acid, sugar, onions, sugar. Oh, so it has real sugar, not high fructose corn syrup.
That's why. Another reason why I buy it. Doesn't have high fruit. I looked at the ingredients. That's why I buy it. That's why I bought it. That's why I have several things in my cupboard of it, because it's not high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you want to be healthy, stay away from high fructose corn syrup. And
Yeah.
that's
Ooh.
definitely not the only
Ooh.
thing.
You're gonna hate this.
Oh,
One
you
of the
definitely will.
ingredients listed on Ragu, down to the bottom, it says natural flavors. 90% of the time, when they put natural flavors in there, one of those flavors is the oil from the gland of the Norwegian beaver's behind.
Yeah.
Imitation vanilla. That's what imitation vanilla and imitation raspberry come from those glands. And
No, that actually makes perfect sense. But who's gonna fucking harvest fucking beaver ass?
they do, and know what
I'm
they do a
just
lot.
saying, if you make a beaver farm, make sure your ass don't go too
Okay.
fucking blocks below
All right.
the beaver farm.
Let's keep.
Otherwise, you're gonna get beaver ass.
All right.
I mean,
Yeah, we try to keep the
gotta
swearing down.
Gotta keep the swearing down.
Yeah, because this is still a family channel. One of the things that we found out,
You know
though,
what?
the imitation vanilla you buy in the store is made from that gland. It's very, very concentrated, but that's how they get the imitation vanilla. So only buy pure vanilla bean vanilla. All right. All right. I'm looking at the time here, and it's here's Star. Hey, Star, how's it going?
Hey, man, how you doing?
So, Star, quick question for you.
Yeah.
In your garden, how much of your garden do you grow to feed your chickens?
25%.
25%. All right. So if you're planting a garden, you have chickens. You know, Star does 25% of his garden dedicated for his chickens. And at the price of eggs, he's probably making a killing if you were here in the U.S.
No, it literally, the price of eggs just literally increased by at least 10%.
They'd have the farmers kill off a bunch of chickens.
Yeah, the farmers, they literally, they forced the farmers to kill off half their crops.
Yeah.
Like, force them to kill their chickens for some weird reason with no benefit.
Right.
It's just stupid shit. Like, it's the Biden administration. That's why we gotta fucking.
All right, this channel we don't use the name.
I'm gonna move on. Let's just shut up about it. No, please. Forget what I just said. Moving on. Chickens.
All right. So, Glenn, if you want to come back up, I posted the link to the top of the chat. All righty. Actually, hang on a second. All right. So, Star, what all are you growing in your garden?
Tomatoes, chili peppers, marigolds, chrysanthemums, figs, moringas, avocados, and I got new. It's called chuka, means small, but it's like a hybrid of amaranthus. Not hybrid, a species of amaranthus, which we can eat. We can also feed to our rabbits and also chickens.
Yeah.
I hope you didn't see what I just did, but oops.
Yeah.
But so yesterday there was a festival that we were able to burn all the firewood. So I collected all the ash and kept it for my garden, and also all the cow dung that we make ornaments with, like cow dung, and put flowers on it. It's a decorated dung, which I'm going to use it in my garden later.
All right. So, how much food do you collect out of your garden normally, Star?
I'm sorry. Please, would you please repeat
how much does your garden produce for you? How much do you usually get from it?
Well, we are a family of 3, so we get it in abundance. Say it will last for a week and a half. But also our rabbits eat whatever we eat. So let's say somewhere around okay. But we have to buy some vegetables. I
Okay.
have plans to expand my garden.
Hey, Wayne, how's it going?
Doing all right. How about you?
All righty. Yeah, I'm falling behind on stuff I got to do here around here. You know, with the grandkids coming over so much, it's we want to see Grandpa, and they're getting older, so they're trying to spend more time over here with Grandpa. So
Yeah.
And yeah, my kids do the same thing. They love to see Grandpa. Yeah, grandpas are they're prized, man. And I know you're super excited about that. I would be.
So Wayne, are you growing a garden yet, or
Not yet. Working on it.
have you thought about what you want to plant? Any particular things yet?
For right now, I'm just going to keep it simple. Potatoes, beans, squash, maybe some melons.
Melon
You're in Tennessee or Kentucky?
Tennessee.
I literally failed every single time I grow melons. I don't water enough. So melons just take extra water. Tomatoes, success. You know, like everything else, success. Peppers, success. Watermelon, nope. It died. I didn't water it enough.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like literally, it's gotta like, you gotta be prepared. It's gotta have water. It's it. It's just gotta have water. It's all it needs. A constant supply of water. Hence the name, watermelon.
All right, Duncan's a 1900 Homestead. They're expanding their garden this year, and yeah, it's like I said at the beginning of the gardens part here. Yeah, I was in there going through my stuff, and it's like I got so many seeds, and I've gotten different tomatoes, and some have got I did some like last year's did pretty good. But what I want to do is I want to try to get. I'm going to try some of the ones that Courtney suggested that she got a killing on last year, and if it works good, then
I like.
we have plenty of canning jars. I got the pressure canner working now. Then
I definitely. Sorry to interrupt, but I'm interrupting you. I apologize. But I really love to know your exact germination method for your seeds.
Well, like I said, I don't have it. Actually, I do. I did a video on it here. Last May, not last.
That's exactly when that was right before I was trying to plant my pepper seeds. You were like 20 days late.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just you get two containers that don't let light in. Yeah, and they stack one on top of the other, and it leaves you about that much room in between. Put down a couple paper towels, get it wet.
That makes sense.
And then space out the seeds so they can sprout a little bit and start to grow, and you can pull them out and then put them into a pot. And so that's what I do is I started because we have snow on the ground when I start. We're still got at least 6 more weeks of freezes here when I start mine. And so I take it and I start it. It usually takes about a week for it to start growing. I give it 2 weeks total, so a week to start to germinate, a week to grow a little bit. Then I take it and I put it in a pot. And
so my friend gave me, and I asked him for it. I gave him, I paid him. He already got money for it. I gave him money for it, and he gave me the California Reaper seeds that he has, and that's what I want to grow. And I'm not kidding you. I'm not trying to waste my last set of 6 seeds Like they're kind of stuck together, but not. You know, I know every single seed is a potential plant.
Yeah.
But they're kind of weirdly stuck together.
Yeah. All right.
So-
Bob has made it here. Hey, Bob. And Liberty Garden's in the house. Now, Liberty Garden is an interesting channel, folks. If you haven't checked out Liberty Garden, and he was saying in his last video, he called it Liberty Garden, but he does a lot of ranching. But he was building a huge pile of compost with his tractor, scooping it up and making a big old pile, and he's gonna let it sit all through this rest of winter and summer, and then next winter, and then use it the following spring. So good. So it's like I did. That's basically kind of what I did out here. When I bought the place, I scraped up all the alfalfa, all the cow poo, and everything else. Put it on there. All the stuff I did for mowing the lawn, I added to it. When I cleaned out the pig pen, I added that to that. And when every time I get any of the, my daughter and stuff has stuff that she doesn't want to feed to the chickens that's compostable, goes in the compost pile. He started the channel before he had the ranch. So now you're going to get back to actually doing some gardening there, huh?
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, I guess he has that full plan ahead of what to do. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's gardening is not a one day.
Sorry.
Not a planning for this spring type shot. You plan for this spring. You also plan for the fall. You plan for next spring. You plan things out, and that's like the dirt I brought in. The dirt I brought in to level around the house. I'm getting it from a company that is developing some of the farmlands, and they're stripping the topsoil off of the farmland so they can go in and do all the underground construction. And I'm buying some of that topsoil to bring over here.
That is perfect. That is a good idea. Hell yeah. And I bet you that's like $250 a bucket. And if you bring a whole entire fucking, I'll tell you, that's like
Watch the language, please.
No matter what, you're paying $1,450 per truckload. And if you get it cheaper than that, tell them where I live, because I don't care. I want it too. I mean, even the topsoil
I'm getting runs me about $230 a truckload.
At the same time about 2 years ago, my dad bought topsoil. It cost him $1,400. And about 4 years ago, 14. That's 14 per dump truck, almost 15 after tax.
Yeah.
Depends on where you're at too. Out in Arizona, I couldn't get it less than like 800.
In Arizona, it's probably 16. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, traveling dirt that far is probably going to be expensive. But literally, my shit was moved probably one place to another, and that's why it was only. I don't care as long as I taught you.
Okay, I guess we lost him. All right. So, I'm not sure what happened here. Don't see him down there anymore. Oh well. So, Wayne.
Yeah.
How much weight do you got to lose?
A lot.
A lot.
I started losing weight as I was working out consistently, and then when we moved, I stopped working out, and I've been eating a lot. And then when he announced this weight loss challenge, I was like, screw it. I'm going to start eating this. I've been eating all kinds of crap, putting on weight just because I want to win. I want to lose as much weight as possible.
Wow.
I haven't even weighed. I typically don't weigh myself. Stepping on a scale all the time will drive me nuts.
Yeah, that is true. Do you have a scale? No, not a scale, like a chart showing that a person of this height, this age group must have this weight, or it's like an ideal weight, or how does it work?
Yeah, but those are different. And they vary. Like if you go off military standards, they're never correct. Like I was always overweight. I walk around at like 206, 208 lean, and I would weigh in because I'm 6'2", and they would always have to tape me every time because their scales that the military uses are still from like 1939 to 1941 when everyone's skinny from the Great Depression.
Yeah.
Scales are great different.
I mean, I used to cut down to like 175 to fight, which is way too skinny for my size. But
Wow.
when I was in the Navy, I would constantly weigh in every 6 months.
How
around
tall are you?
206, 6'2".
You're 6'2". Yeah.
Yeah, but I can go up to 120 and still be a healthy weight just because of my size.
Hmm.
Or I mean 220, but
Yeah.
I knew what you meant. 120 would not be healthy.
Yeah, I'm well, old age, I probably compressed a bit. I used to be 5'10" and a half. When I got married 34 years ago. And
Duncan.
my here's Bob. Hey, Bob.
Hey guys.
And so it's what losing my wife would like to see me back down to 165, and I'd like to see me down at 165. When I got married, I was 150. I weighed 150. I'd weighed 150 since I was 15, and I didn't get married till I was 30. So, but it was a few years after I got married that I started putting on the weight.
That's
And
common.
no, it wasn't her cooking.
Yeah, that's
No,
normal.
but it's common though. Like when you eat together, you tend to eat more
Yeah, that's the truth.
unless you are watching your weight, like you're training together.
Yeah. Well, mine was I got rear-ended in a car accident and was kind of laid up, and my activity dropped way off. That's when I started putting on the
they'll
weight,
do it too.
and it's been a battle ever since then.
Yeah, that's what happened with my fibro. That's how I put on weight. Plus, just taking care of mom and the depression of not knowing what was going to happen there.
Yeah,
that'll do it.
Stress will put on
Yep,
weight.
cortisol will always help you put on
It does.
weight.
Yeah.
So, Bob, how much more compost are you making?
Oh, well, I'll show you what I'm doing. Right, I started gardening today. Today was the day.
Yay.
Let me show you my. Oh, fucking. Ooh. Hey. Well, let's see.
Love you too, Duncan. I heard the cries.
My tumbler
Go out.
for mixing the homemade fertilizer in with the potting soil that I bought today. That's the homemade fertilizer, coffee grounds, paper, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And mixing it with potting soil. So yeah, I've got a lot more to do. I'm using the tumbler to mix them.
I can't wait to see how that's going to work. Instead of like lightening it up with perlite, using what you've made with the paper and.
I experimented with a couple of house plants already, and I dug out around the roots and all that, and trimmed the plants back, and they're flourishing.
That's cool.
They are doing very well because this stuff really holds water in, and it's coffee grounds and paper and all that. So
Really cool, Bob.
I've got boxes of this stuff. This is all for free, guys. All free. Just get a blender and a little ambition to sit down and make it.
Yeah. Probably next time too, do like your compost tea, like how we did the banana water, but do compost tea and then let it dry out with the compost tea maybe in it too.
I'm going to use, you remember, did you see the boxes full of compost outside my place? That's still sitting basically the same way it was at the end of the summer. That's going to be used for some of my rhubarb plants when I dig out and do some measuring. And,
cool.
Yep.
Very cool.
How much do I have? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, right. Old ways. Maybe we should keep it on right now.
Well, it's like that.
When we have a scenario,
yeah,
we want that extra weight on. I'm definitely concerned about my daughter, who's already a picky eater. If we go into that kind of scenario,
she won't be picky when she gets hungry.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of peanut butter stored. That's for sure. That's for my kids. Peanut butter and almond butters and and crackers and stuff.
Yeah, go
Is
ahead.
there a particular plant that the missus wants you to, vegetable plant she wants you to plant?
I had some. We picked up the potting soil today, and she picked up 3 packages of seeds off of a rack, a Edhume brand or whatever.
Hmm.
One is some snap peas, then some
Nice.
what is that stuff?
Bok
It's
choy?
like bok choy. She took that
Okay.
out first, and then she went for the Swiss chard,
Mm.
and then a package of onions. So that's what we're going to start off with. But it's way too early to do that right now because maybe too early. But
Yeah,
Right now,
consciously.
if you start the Swiss chard or is Swiss chard in the house, it'll survive some mild freezes. So after it gets something like that tall or so. So you start out in the house, and then you can transplant it outside.
Yeah.
But when you go to do that, what you want to do is you want to take the pots outside during the daytime, bring them in at night for about a week beforehand to get it used to being the coolness and stuff before you go ahead and plant it and totally shock it.
That's what I'm doing with the hens and chicks that I transplanted today. Going to put them outside during the day, keep them in the garage for a few days. They're tough. They're tough as hell, but I'm going to baby them for a little while.
Yeah.
I'll do that with a rhubarb too. Yeah.
Where to begin said where you're at, onions, you have to start them now. Before now, Bob, in your zone.
Okay.
Possibly. Yeah. She's asking you actually if you know your zone, what zone you're in.
I don't know. I'm in the Seattle area, but we grew onions when I was growing up, and we planted them directly in the ground.
Yeah,
in early May is when we grew. We grew the Walla Walla Sweets and others. Yeah, it was right in the ground though. It wasn't potted or anything.
Yeah, Liberty Garden. David the Good was saying because he's up in Alabama now, and they've been getting these crazy, off and on like freezes here and there. He just went to Goodwill and picked up some sheets, like different stores like that. Not necessarily Goodwill, but like discount, secondhand stores picked up sheets, and he could see the delineation. How do you say that? Like, we're a delineate. I can't say the word. See?
Delineation.
Line of delineation? Is that it?
Line of delineation.
Okay. Where it, the sheet covered to where it stopped and the stuff just melted.
What melted?
Like his plants that weren't covered under it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Just Liberty Garden says, Bob, you're in 8B.
Yeah. Barry, thank you for that information.
That's so weird. He's in 8B. Wow. I would think he would have been higher.
What are those zones that you're talking about?
The grow zones. There, you can get grow zone maps for the United States, and they talk about the lower the number, the colder it is. The higher the number, the warmer it is.
Yeah.
And like I'm in lower. Yeah. I'm in 5B on most of them. A couple of them show me in 6A.
Oh.
And I'm 10B star, and I grow, tropical 10B.
Yeah.
Used to be subtropical, but it's becoming more and more tropical all the time.
Yeah.
Except for right now, it's freezing for us.
That's weird that it bumped you up to 6 because I think we're 6B out here.
Yeah.
And I've lived in Idaho. I know it gets cold as hell out there.
Well, that's the thing. Is we get some cold stuff, but then the summertime, it gets up into the 90s, high 90s sometimes. So I think we actually broke 100 last summer.
I'm shocked that Bob is in like 8B, 9A compared to what our 8B, 9A is like. It's just weird.
His though is, I guess, it gets a lot more rainfall where he's at.
Right.
Well, no, we get plenty of rainfall. We're South Florida. We're Florida.
Yeah. Well,
but I'm talking about he's off the Pacific and I'm off the Atlantic, and the Atlantic has warm freezes. So does the Gulf.
Yeah.
Like it's weird.
It's kind of moderate temperature. Wayne grew up here. Ungrateful. It's kind of moderate here. But it's so wet. It
Yeah.
just rains and rains and
Yeah, you
rains.
do have the
just
nonstop rain. That's what Gail is
nonstop.
trying to get at. That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah. Here's my
Yeah.
first little things of planting. Those are little baby hens and chicks I
Oh, my
got
dad
from.
loved those.
Yeah, I got those out of that big pot left behind by the last homeowners, and
I
got those
planted those
transplanted today.
outside and killed them all. I
Did
was
you
so
really?
upset I did it. Yeah, my dad had a great like saucer
Uh-huh.
of them, you know,
There
like
you go.
actually just plant it in one of the bottoms of a pot.
Mm-hmm.
And they were doing great. And I was like, oh, these would look really cute out in the bed out back in the shade.
And you killed them? How do you kill hens and chicks? These things are like
South Florida, they
ironclad,
just
man.
didn't like it. I shocked them probably. I probably shocked them.
Did they get sunburned or something?
I don't remember. That was when, like, you know, I was just learning to split up stuff and do stuff like that.
I'm sorry. P2E's comment.
Girl, hey, I see you coming here once in a while. I was always curious. What grow zone are you in? Are you finished with that drink? I'll get
there you go,
another one.
P2E.
Yeah. There we go.
And if she answers you, Bob,
yeah,
like, she's a gardener.
There you go.
Yeah, after
You might
10
have a
years
match,
of
P2E.
living in a rental where we couldn't grow anything, that's the first in 10 years, man. I'm so excited.
If she answers you, it's probably a keeper either way.
Yeah.
So I have searched my grow zone.
Mhm.
It's 13.
It's 13.
Does that
I
mean
didn't even know that one existed. 13?
Yeah.
I can show you.
Yeah, I believe you. I think,
Cute
well,
little-
no, I think the keys is like the 11 or something crazy.
Isn't that a cute
Or
little
close
pot?
to it.
Though? Got that at a thrift store. Drilled a hole in the bottom and away we go. Oops. Yeah. There's the beginning. 13. I saw one of your videos today, Star, with the wild elephants walking across the river and some of the street views. I left you some comments as
I'll
the
check
street.
it, Mr.
The
Whoa,
streets
yeah.
there.
He is in 13.
Mhm.
Wow.
I didn't
Here
even
in
know
my
it was
house-
like not
Yeah.
an American. I thought it was I'm sorry, but
Here
I
in
thought
my
it was an
house.
American thing. I did because people.
It was
like, in
original. I mean,
Australia-
it's other countries have started doing it, using it.
Yeah.
They adapted to their own country, but yeah.
Can you check Davao, Davao, Philippines for me while you got that up? It's probably going to be real similar to Stars, I would guess. But it's very rainy in Davao. It rains every day there.
Oh, I see. Okay. More temperate. You're more like the panhandle of Florida, Bob, believe it or not. So
Is this
crazy.
the-
Yeah.
That's crazy. to
Looks
me.
like it's about the same as Stars, I would think. Go down, down, down. No, it's a green color because I'm kind of in that big hoop like that.
Yeah.
That's where Davao.
Holy crap, what's purple?
I don't know.
What was purple?
Purple is type 2. I don't know what is
Yeah.
type 2.
Does
Yeah,
it
But
have
I'm
a-
just wondering if they go by something different.
Might
It looks
be.
like they're doing something a little bit different there.
They do, because
Uh-huh.
Australia does too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, everybody's adapting their own type of grow zone stuff. But yeah.
Yeah.
But you can
Ours
look it
is
up.
according
Like what
USDA.
Interesting.
look-
Our
Yeah.
USDA.
if I look
13.
in powder gear. Make sure it's the right powder though, gear. They have a class action lawsuit against many powers. Oh, but you don't have ovarian stuff, so ovarian cancer when it gets
I
you.
use SPF 50 in the month of April and May.
Yeah, that's
If I had to go out.
that's the
Yeah.
same
Believe it.
summertime.
Yeah.
Same summertime in Davao. We were there in April. Oh, yeah, hot, real
I've heard
hot.
though anything over 30 is a waste. Is just like a gimmick.
Mm.
I don't know if that's true, but my
I don't
daughter is
know either.
doing skincare and she said if you're paying for anything over 30, you're basically is a waste.
It's better
Unless
than,
it's really good stuff, like it stays on better.
putting dung and going out.
Yeah.
People do that.
Most of the Filipinos
Yeah,
carry an umbrella, Star. Do they do that in your
Oh
place?
yes,
Yeah,
a lot of umbrellas. Yeah.
a lot. Yeah, during the really hot season. Yeah.
You have the
Well,
really
you
wide.
can always do it the RoboCop way. And they were doing it in RoboCop, the first movie. They had the ads.
True, Liberty Garden.
5,000. The guy looks like a blue stuff all over him.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
during
that. I
the
was
summer,
like, yeah,
Liberty Gardens, right? A
they are
good
in the
long
summer,
sleeve
you
cotton
know,
shirt and hat.
they'll be there. Oh my goodness. Yes.
Yeah.
Cotton.
Our Liberty Garden, our lawn care and
Yes,
the
you should
workers
have
that work
a
outside in it all
lawn
day will actually have something like what do you call it? Like a cotton down their neck too, because the neck while they're bending over will get it bad.
Oh yeah, neck actually gets a bad.
Yeah, like a bandana, they'll stick it under their hat.
Probably see what's left of my suntan right down my shirt like that.
When I was working for a construction company, a lot of the guys are getting sunburnt, and I started some on the back because we had to wear hard hats, you know.
Yeah.
And my wife went and made a thing that hung on the back of my hard hat, and you know, she put it on with a Velcro stick them on the one side and sewn on the to the thing, so that I could just stick it on my hard hat, or I could peel it off.
Yeah, good idea.
Everybody was going, "Where did you get that?" And so, you know, my wife, the sewer.
Yep, Liberty, they wear pants, not shorts.
Yeah.
Correct.
Thing is, it's very hard to move.
And Ron's here. Woohoo! Hey, Ron, the links to the top there.
What'd you say, Star?
See, we can't wear pants in summer. I'll tell you why. You can't move. You cannot actually walk in pants because the sweat will be so much that the clothes will stick to your skin.
I know. Yeah.
It's like walking in the wet rain or something. You cannot actually move. So people wear less and less. If you see farmers working in summers, especially when they harvest groundnut, we harvest groundnut in the time of summer. So they just wear a kind of something around their loins, okay, just to cover their stuff. The whole body will be bare.
Yeah. There was
they use either a type of a clay to put on the body. Some they do not, but yeah, that's the thing. So we can't actually wear full clothes and walk.
Yeah, I broke into a sweat in the Philippines just sitting. It was just dripping off of me.
Yeah.
April is the summertime there. It's woohoo, boy, baby.
Yeah.
My dad
80%, 85% humidity.
But during your hot season, do you switch into linen, Star, instead of like how the women will wear the silk saris and everything? Silk can hold in heat too here. At
silk burns. Nobody will wear silk here in those times, especially if you are getting married. I mean, most of the marriages happen from March, April, and May. I don't know why.
Summertime.
But, so they if you're like really rich and all, you can go with gold and silver saris, metal.
But I mean, do they go into linen or flax linen during the hot season, or cotton? What do they switch into?
Cotton.
Their fabric.
Cotton. Yeah.
Okay.
There is this shirt that comes in a mobile watch. This much, you can open it and anybody can wear. It has like holes, but hexagonal holes in the shirt, very minute. It won't touch. The holes won't actually collapse on your skin. So it has some kind of like how mitochondria works. There's a gap between, but there's some structures.
Well, that's smart. Smart. Yeah.
If you walk, the air actually flows through the holes without.
Okay, that's like the Cuban shirts. The people in Cuba will wear that, and it's got holes too.
Yeah,
throughout
those
it.
shirts.
My dad was stationed in Burma during World War II, and there was one photo that he brought home with him. It's in my album in the Philippines, but the Burmese guy with an enormous round Asian hat. It's giant, and wearing nothing more than like a diaper, nothing else out in the Burmese heat. Yeah.
Yeah, the diaper thing, yes.
Just enough to cover his modesty,
Yeah.
That's why they wear the I forget the name, the robes in the Middle East, where it's basically like a t-shirt that goes down to their ankles
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
it's so hot over there. When you wear regular clothes, you can tell
Yeah.
the Westerners are the only ones wearing pants.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
when I was in Bahrain, it was so hot there that I walked outside and I walked out of the shade and my skin felt like bacon
Yeah.
sizzling on a frying pan. I just took 2 steps backwards into the shade.
Yeah.
I felt that too,
Yeah.
Wayne. Yeah.
You can smell your skin after putting that in the sun. You can actually smell the skin burning and all your what do you call this, hair and all burns. You can smell it. Yeah, that's how much hot it is here.
Your skin turns into a crocodile skin, checkered. You know.
2 more months we'll be experiencing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think I said it. I don't know if I had bought I said it, I think, on Courtney, so I bought my Budweiser and my plates, and I'm getting ready to set those down in my beds before I prepare the beds to get all the snails to come in to the plate.
I'll send you some of the crows from here, Carol, because I hear them outside my house. They take snails, fly way up in the air, and drop them on the street.
Well, thankfully, they're not the big apple snails, but they're the tiny ones that are everywhere. Everywhere.
Get them drunk and drowned in Budweiser.
Mm-hmm. You can have a little party till they die.
Yeah.
There they go.
And after they've drunk up all the Budweiser and stuff, then you can just toss them in the frying pan and cook them up because they're already marinated.
Ew, no.
Yummy. Just take the whole pan, throw a pat of butter in there, get it hot, and just eat up.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what the French do.
Yeah.
Escargot.
They can come over and have them. They're like teeny tiny. There's no way. They're like nothing to them anyway. I'll let the ducks eat them, but I'd be afraid to after the Budweiser. I wouldn't want drunk ducks, you know.
You can sprinkle salt on the snails, no?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You can put it, but I don't want to put salt near where my plants are going to be.
Oh,
I could do Epsom salt.
Sarah, I didn't see her come in.
Liberty Garden.
I prefer the beer. It's more fun.
People ate.
Oh, as kids, you know, our fun stuff was we get the salt shaker and we'd chase them around.
Yeah,
That's the slugs. The slugs just melt.
Yeah, the slugs.
The slugs are the ones you can hit.
I got a slug story.
Slugs.
What you got, Wayne?
So you know, growing up in Washington, there used to be slugs everywhere. But lately they're not around like they used to be. And you see mostly snails now. It's really weird.
Yeah. You're right.
But we used to go around and catch them. We had this big old, you know, when they used to have the metal coffee cans. We went around and we'd just catch slugs and throw them in his coffee can. And we forgot about it forever, for probably a couple years.
Oh no!
And I was home on leave at my dad's house after being in the Navy for a couple years, and I was helping him bust up. He was taking a patio out, so it was like a 20 by 20. So I didn't run a jackhammer. I was just out there with a sledgehammer beating the hell out of it, you know, breaking it up. And he found this can. He's like, "Oh, what's this?" He opened it up, and it was like this boiling green and yellow goo because it was in the middle of summer. Just sitting in a can in the sun, boiling, and it smelled horrible. And I can imagine. Like, I remembered immediately what it was.
Did you tell him?
Oh,
because you're like, I don't know.
As soon as we smelled it, we knew immediately what it was. It was the most horrible thing I've ever smelled.
Yeah.
He had this neighbor,
slime capsule.
And he had his dirtbag neighbor for a while, and the neighbor kept complaining about our cat going over and crapping in her front yard and stuff.
Oh, gee.
But our cat never went over there. He never went over to that side. So then she was like, and one day I was actually home on leave when she did this. She brought a bunch of like cat poop over and dumped it on his front porch.
Oh, not
so I was like, oh, I'll fix this. So I go out back and I grabbed that can full of slug slime and I waited for her to go to work in the morning and I went down her front door, down the porch.
Oh, that's worse than cat poo.
It took her, I talked to my dad on the phone. He said it took her like a month to clean that stuff off her door.
Oh, gross.
So you could smell it all the way out to the sidewalk.
Can you imagine if she's watching this on YouTube right now?
Starts calling her lawyer right
Yeah,
away.
that damn kid.
The lawyer's going to go, sorry, statute of limitations has expired.
Yeah, I have smelled all kinds of horrible things, and nothing is worse than that can of boiling slugs.
Boiling slugs.
Oh, wait a minute. I just thought of something. You just created a new weapon of mass whatever for the military.
Yeah.
We're going to drop slug bombs.
Oh. But Wayne, you're right. I've noticed that I don't see too many slugs around now. They've been replaced with snails. What the heck happened?
They evolved, I guess.
You suppose a disease came in and wiped out the slug population? It's just weird.
I noticed it when I came back, and because I left in like 2005 and I came back in 2009, got stationed in Woodby, and I noticed it when I was out in Woodby. I was like, where's all the slugs? I mean, there's usually slugs everywhere.
That's weird.
What eats slugs? What is their natural predator?
Those little garden snakes eat them.
I mean, crows will do it once.
Yeah, they won't do it twice. The little garden snakes will eat slugs.
Yeah.
Gardeners or garden. Yeah.
I used to see those all the time too.
Yeah, I don't
see those anymore.
I don't see them very often anymore. Very seldom.
They got full of slugs and got sick.
Mm-hmm.
Catfish nuggets.
4th of July, we torturous little kids that we were. We'd take firecrackers and put it in front of the slug, and just sit there and patiently wait for the slug to crawl up over the over the firecracker, then light it. And you can see you can see it in slow motion. Here's the slug. It's like, you like this fuse? Oh crap! Pop!
Yeah, we used to stick black cats under him and light them. It's like a Washington State thing.
Look at what
you see the guts flying up.
Yeah.
I'm going to just check something out. But yeah. Ducks love slugs.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Even some toads eat slugs.
Yep.
I've seen the toads also eating some slugs.
Mm-hmm. I'm hoping all those little tree frogs I have in the backyard and all around the property here will eat. That I'm sure they will. When they're little tiny hatchling slugs, I'm sure they'll eat them. Yeah. Frogs and toads will eat anything.
Frogs are savages. They'll fit anything that fits in their mouth.
Anything. Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Predators of slugs. Let's see here. Come on, give me the list here. Ground beetles like to eat snails and slugs.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yes.
The slugs are bigger than the beetles.
Yeah, they are the main source of food for fireflies / lightning bugs.
What? Seriously, fireflies?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I never thought fireflies.
Doesn't make sense.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They're in the south. I've seen some fireflies.
Yeah, we
in
can't
Georgia.
build those, Liberty. We can't build toad houses here. You'll get cane toads that are poisonous.
It's the Quirky. The Quirky is here.
Hey!
Pork.
Courtney, the link's at the top.
Yeah, they have a firefly season here in the spring.
Let's see here. I found this article, but it goes through different things here. So a lot of
what's a toad?
Oh, the beetles and their larvae feed on slugs and snails. So the beetles will, I guess, lay their larvae in the slug and they'll eat them up. Let's see here. Come on, give me the good list here.
The Quirky.
Oh, hedgehogs eat them. Baby
slugs. I wish we had hedgehogs. They're so cute. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't feel good, Court.
Not feeling.
There's even a YouTube video on.
Yeah, there's that too. The snakes will use the toad homes too. They're so cool.
Yep, so cute ones, cute ones.
They are cute.
Toads.
They're
and
all
slugs.
over the place, hedgehogs, and they all look different
Yeah.
according to what region they're from.
Yeah. So
Please
toads
send
and
some
frogs,
raccoons,
we eat 'em.
huh?
Here we go. Here's the list. Finally got down to the list. Ground beetles, hedgehogs, marsh flies, centipedes, toads, newts, frogs, lizards, leopard slugs, eat other slugs, Roman snails, blind worm, shrews, moles, harvestmen, whatever that is, songbirds, fireflies, snakes, possums, and more.
Possums
Yeah.
eat them. Oh,
We have enough lizards to eat them, that's for sure.
yeah, that's what I.
Disgusting.
Yeah. I haven't seen any slugs in my backyard at all. That's must be because those little tree frogs are just slaying them, man.
Yeah, just slaying the babies, taking care of the baby slugs so they never grow up.
Mm-hmm. Same with I haven't seen much in the way of mosquitoes here or crane flies. Those they're just killing them.
Yeah.
I'll have to look that up, but it is. I don't.
That's the whole reason. That's the whole reason why I'm planting rhubarb around one of my trees and maybe a couple more locations, so those toads or those tree frogs can hide underneath the big, the big broad leaves. They can get underneath there and they have a place to hide away from birds or whatever. I want to keep them around, man. I like those little guys.
I don't think we have.
Well, keep on beating the crap out of it, there, Courtney.
Hang in there, Corky.
Yeah, for sure.
So harvestmen are spiders, huh?
They are? Okay.
Oh, are those
I
big
know that
spiders
the
in
daddy
Australia?
long legs.
I dig spiders, but I just don't really like them in my house.
I don't like them anymore after the ones I've seen out here.
Oh, what kind of spiders you got out there in Tennessee?
There's one like the size of my head, and it's really fast.
Oh, how creepy, man.
Straight from the movie.
I was chasing it with a hammer, and it's fast.
Oh my
Is that an
God.
orb, like a type of orb weaver?
I
What
don't
is
know.
it?
I'm not from Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we better
I'm looking it up.
warn Laura about that.
Yeah, the speed is scary.
I do have one little house spider. House spiders here are very small, but he lives right next to the front door, and I leave that spider alone because anything that comes underneath the door,
Corky, you hear the F the spider?
she freaking slays them, man. She just so you can stay, but the rest of the bugs in my house, I want them out.
Yeah, Courtney put something that was on Reels in the group today, and yeah, it's funny the sayings that other countries have. The Australians have one about spiders that I can't really say now that we can't curse on panel.
What do you have?
Hey,
That's
I have a
this big,
spider.
Storms?
And go ahead. I'm getting Wayne.
Oh, I was just asking Storms what spiders are out here that are this big.
My spider had babies. And
That's
get
not
this.
good.
I never seen this, never knew
Oh.
this.
Oh,
They
okay.
fly. The babies fly.
This is a harvest man. Yeah, it's 6-legged, not 8-legged. So it's not really a spider.
Yeah, we call them in this area daddy long leg.
Yeah. Oh, the 8-legged ones are daddy long legs, but the 6-legged ones are are similar to what we used to call water spiders, but they're not really spiders. They're on the water. That's kind of like that one in the middle there looks like.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of spider do you have in your place, Star?
See, so these spiders lay eggs, and the eggs hatch, right? The babies, they have wings on them. So I went inside and tried to make them fall. I did this with my hand.
Yeah.
All the babies came along with my hand and just flew back to their mother and back to the web.
Really?
And I caught one, and I've seen in a magnifying glass. These spiders had wings, and they only have wings for some time. I watched them, and I was like, okay, spiders are already creating panic. But imagine spider with wings now. I was like, okay. But they're
I
small
was
ones. So.
when we first moved into this place at the end of last summer. I was watching spiders drift across the road because when they're tiny, they shoot out some silk and they catch the wind and they just drift in the wind current. They land wherever they land and they start their life right there. Wings,
Yeah,
that's
I've
a
seen that.
trip.
When you walk
Wow.
in the garden, right?
Mhm.
These silks, they shoot somewhere across, but you come in front of their line of sight. They just go and stick to your nose or your face somewhere. You know that the spider is about to cross the road or its path.
What are we
Yeah,
doing? That's an intelligence there.
yeah. Yes, the wings fall off when they grow into teenagers or somewhere. In the sense, yeah, a big.
I think I read something somewhere that if spiders were the size of house cats, the average spider, they'd be the dominant species on Earth.
Oh my
Oh, I
god.
believe it.
Believe it.
Yeah.
Can we eat spiders though?
Bob, tell me a
I heard they
story.
taste like crab meat. I mean, like eating crabs. Cause
I don't eat crab either, so I ain't eating spiders.
Yeah, I need spiders.
Crab meat is good.
I wouldn't want to
mean,
eat them
it's good.
either, but I've heard that's what it's like. Oh, it's like crab. I'm like, yeah. No, thank you.
We have
I
mud
couldn't-
crabs. They look like bodybuilders, like this. Huge.
Oh yeah. Are those the ones that
gross.
live in the rivers? Those,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the daddy longlegs out here are huge too. They're really big out here, and they have like this one feeler leg in the front. It's like they're blind. They just feel around as they go.
That's a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a trip. We had a bunch of them in our house because the ants had come in when we bought a foreclosure. We had a bunch of daddy long legs. I let them stay for as long as I could because they were eating the ants. In all the little spots and the corners and stuff because we were, tearing the house apart. I was like, well, they'll take care of all the little tiny things that don't need to be here and they're not going to harm me.
Yeah, that's like the little house spider right by my front door. I leave her. I call her Slayer. She's a slayer, man. She kills anything that gets through that door crack. Anything.
I'm trying to find. I don't know what spider you might have saw that's that big. It might have been somebody let go their pet.
All our spiders protect us from malaria and other stuff.
True.
Yep.
A lot.
And they do have the Carolina wolf spider in Tennessee, and it can go up to 4 inches. But that sounds humongous.
No,
what you said.
Like
they have another one called the dark fishing spider, and that one can get 4.5 inches. It's mottled brown and black.
It was definitely a spider. It wasn't a tarantula, and it was fast.
Yeah.
Fast, big and fast makes it scary.
Yes, especially when they're as big as your face.
Yep.
And I had some wings.
Yeah, now you have wings to them.
Especially someone who watched all the Alien movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Stormtrooper. No, some kind of movie where all the spiders come out of the holes.
Yeah. Starship Troopers.
Yeah, Starship Troopers. Yes.
Oh, they have scorpions too.
That was those big crab insect things. That was.
Man.
We
were down in the basement doing laundry, and my wife points up. She's like, "Hey, there's a spider up there." And I'm thinking it's like a little spider, and I turn around, and I was making up new swear words.
I like how she handled it though. She's like, "Hey, there's a spider up there," and you see it, and you're like, "Oh, beep beep beep."
Yeah. Oh, I had some select words. Mrs. was off today, and we went to nurseries and looked around and had lunch, and we came home, and she noticed a little bit of water underneath the washing machine. So, now I got to start pulling the washer and out and all that. I had some select words because I was pulling the dryer out, and the dryer hose ripped. So it's like, get you one more good shoes. What else can go wrong? Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to my first leech encounter.
Yeah.
They're old ways. I do plan on doing some canoeing trips out here and do some canoe camping or hunting out here.
Anyway.
Man, leeches are so horrific.
Yeah.
I've seen a guy who, one of my friend, he took a dip in the lake, and there were nobody else. He came out, and the leech was hooked onto his white
Of
color
his
of
eye.
eye. It was going like this.
Oh.
It was going like this.
It's just wiggling. Ew.
Yeah, it was like it's stretching its body. It is growing. I can see it
That's
is growing like
nasty.
that in minute millimeters.
Liberty asked if anybody has anything planned yet for their spring garden. We're all in different time zones. Yeah, that's the thing too. But we're all in different growing zones.
I can start growing stuff since yesterday.
Me too.
January 20th was the last of the winter. Yeah.
I missed our best growing season, which starts in October, and that kind of, that was shot down. That's exactly when my mom passed away. So that wasn't happening.
Yeah.
I do want to get some carrots in the ground before it's too late. And it's pretty much close to too late because it can just snap back. We've been having 80s and then now suddenly we're like 58 tonight, I think. And it had gotten down into below the 40s Sunday night.
I don't think I can plan anything till April 19th here.
Yeah, here it's usually May or first part of June.
Well, I always plan a month late in Washington. Because the summer, when the summer goes longer, it always tends to go a month late. Like my grandpa, who always had a huge garden, he always planted everything a month late, and we kind of did that too.
What month did your grandpa plant in?
I don't even remember.
In May? Oh yeah, we used to plant in May. My dad had a deadline. It was like May 3rd or 9th, something like that.
Yeah, I think it was like mid-May because it was like a month late.
Yeah.
And then when I was little and we had our own garden, we did the same thing. It's because the summers tend to hit late and carry over late there. So.
That's true. They're carrying over even later now. Summer lasts all the way through September in Seattle area now, all the way through. We get some of the nicest part of the summer in September and early October, which is weird. It's kind of shifted.
I remember it being cold as hell and raining, and the skeeter eater's always out when I was going to school in September.
Yeah, we always had to watch the soil temperature because we planted directly in the ground and
yeah, we direct seed or direct sow.
Yeah, that's how we grew. We ate everything we ate we grew ourselves, and mid-May, early May, that's when the soil temperature seemed to be enough to get the seeds to germinate.
That's amazing. Where to begin says she has broccoli crowning, Brussels sprouts and carrots growing, starting onions and lettuce this week.
I'll be right back.
Wow.
You're amazing. Wow. She's in Tennessee, the state of Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it'll be too hot for our May. Our May is like y'all's summer, in a lot of your states. Our May is really hot.
It sounds like it's similar to the Philippines weather. The hottest months is April, May, March, April, and May.
April, May.
Yeah, we have some. We have some hot crops that we can grow, but I don't eat
mangoes.
Yeah, we have our fruit trees, but I mean things that you direct seed, direct sow. Yeah, that you sow and reap. I'm not a big fan of that stuff that people grow in the South and like to fry it and put it in gumbo.
Okra?
And it's like got phlegm in it. Yeah.
Okra. Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan, but we can grow okra in our hotter months. Sweet potatoes we can grow almost year round. They can grow year round. So you can always have a crop of sweet potatoes. And yams too, the true yams from Africa and Asia.
Very good.
Carol?
Yeah.
You can only grow lettuce in the wintertime there, can't you? Because it's way too hot in summer.
Yeah, or unless you grow it inside hydroponically, which I'm trying to look into doing, but I don't want to end up with Miracle Grow crap.
Yeah.
So I don't want one there.
What time of year would you plant lettuce where you live, Carol? But it sounds like I'm asking.
Usually October is when the season starts, when we can start direct sowing it.
Oh,
But I haven't done it in so long, Bob. Like I haven't done the cooler crops in years. I mean, like 10. We just
Okay.
keep missing our cooler crop weather. I think I still can put in some now if we don't get the hot snap. It's like we have bipolar weather. It's so bad.
Oh,
Like if I would have grown, actually, it's a good thing I didn't grow stuff because I would have probably been ready to harvest stuff and it would have gotten these real cold snaps. And I don't know if all of it would have made it.
yeah.
KY is Kentucky.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
She's in
yeah,
Kentucky.
brownies.
Brownies.
Just to
Oh,
assert my
Thank
dominance
you.
Yeah.
and let you know
Yeah,
I'm
we're
putting on
against
weight just so
Kentucky,
I
not
can win this
Tennessee.
thing.
Show
Sorry about
us,
that. Thanks, Barry.
show us them
I'm a little
brownies.
tired. Can tell.
Let's see. Yummy. That's some good stuff. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Wow, Shawnee shave in June. June, we're starting to boil
Yeah.
here.
The only thing brown
we-
is my other stuff.
We can grow like root
What
crops like
brownies?
cassava. Do you guys grow cassava in India?
What? I heard that.
Cassava. It's a root crop. It's white. I think they.
Oh, these. Yeah. Mm,
Okay. Yeah, we grow cassava.
we make them.
You
chips
guys
and-
grow chaya?
How do you spell that?
Chaya, Chaya. I have chaya. Chaya is pretty good. I gotta check on it after these last cold nights.
If I chaya plant, huh?
The chaya plant, you have to boil it because it's got quite a bit of arsenic in it, but it boils out within the first 10 minutes. But it's healthier than spinach, and it roots really easy here. It would be really good for your people if you could grow chaya because it's very, very healthy green.
Yeah, it
Like
says
low-
that people grow here. I don't know what you call that in my language.
Oh, okay. It looks familiar though.
Bryophyllum. Okay.
Robert's here.
Hey, Robert.
I've seen these plants. I peed on them many times. Okay.
Peed on them many times.
You don't have to
Yeah,
pee on
I've
it for it to
seen
grow.
them.
Chaya's pretty prolific. It doesn't need your pee.
Nah, I was like, see, I have some. Okay, fine.
You have a certain area.
Leave it there. Huh?
We'll just
Well, Bob, I think I figured out what's happening to all your slugs.
What?
They're mutating into graboids.
Could be. Well, ass blasters and graboids. Yep.
Imagine the meat on that.
The only
thing.
question here is, should we go for stopping power or penetration?
Yeah. I like that one line in one of his movies. He's sitting there exhausted and goes, I am completely out of ammunition.
Number two.
I don't think I've ever said that.
always. You have all that growing now.
That was number two when he was out with the
Number
deuce
two.
and
Yeah,
a
we
half.
do lettuce.
Yeah,
Yeah.
deuce and a half, and he got jumped.
He had that 338 Lapua of one round.
Anything like garlic and onions, even David Good down here when he was in South Florida had a hard time with it. Just forming like a really good, how do you say that? What they are. Can't think of the name. Bulb. He couldn't get them to bulb up properly. Probably because of our erratic hot weather and stuff. I don't know. And wet. And it gets real wet. But I've always wanted to grow garlic, and we don't have the cold for very long. And supposedly it gets better with the cold when you winter it over. Have a good night, Court. Feel better, hon.
Later, Corky.
Later. Yeah, the bulbs. Thank you. Where to begin? My brain is half asleep.
Sorry, go
Yeah.
ahead.
But no, he said when he was down in South Florida, it was something that gave him a bit of trouble too. And that's when he started studying the difference with people growing down here who move here or who try to garden. He was seeing it too, compared to northern gardeners. We can't keep a northern gardening schedule. Our tomato season's over when you guys get started. We're done. We can maybe do, the little small, Tom tomatoes and smaller tomatoes, but not the larger ones.
Yeah.
Where I'm not in my zone. They'll get eaten alive.
Oh, a good thing Mrs. was off, and we went to nurseries, and I got to show her some of the ceramic pots I'd like to buy for overseas.
Mhm.
And we looked at the price of them here, like, oh, they're big, so I can grow carrots in them and all that.
Mhm.
And she goes, no, we'll buy them down there, because I guess one of the ladies she graduated from university with worked overseas for years, and then retired back home in
Mhm.
Davao, and she now runs a place that sells those kinds of things,
Cool.
pots and plants and
Cool.
all
Yeah.
that. A big gardening center. Is she
Cool. In the
invested
hotter
money?
weather, the terracotta tends to suck the water right out of your pot. So you want a really big
Really?
pot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
So you're not watering it constantly.
The other
You
thing
saw
to
that.
do is to line the inside of the terracotta with some sort of sealer, so it doesn't draw as much water. So it blocks the water from being drawn
I'm
out.
sure it did
We've
bone
got
meal.
all of our water is free, because you guys saw that giant stainless steel cistern behind
Yeah.
my house over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It rains every night. It rains every night,
Uh,
right about dark.
Yeah, most of the recommendations, even out of the University of Florida, recommend us doing like green and bunching onions. They don't do a lot of recommendations for us doing like other types of regular, like the ones that are, I can never say Vidalia right. Is that right? Vidalia? Like the Vidalia onions? They do better above us. He was even lower than I am.
Something I want to experiment
Homestead.
with is take those uncoated terracotta pots
Mm-hmm.
and run a rope in the bottom like a wick,
Mm-hmm.
and plant them in the ground and plant other plants around them and fill them up full of water. And they're supposed to self-regulate and use a lot less water than normal methods of watering. I want to try that and see if it works.
They call that something. They used to do, it was like a pot like that, but it was upside down, not a wick.
It's something they do in the Gobi
Starts
Desert.
with an O. Old ways will
Your
probably
voice
know.
is a little lower, Wayne.
I'm sorry?
What?
His voice is low, no?
Oh, his voice is low. I think he's just
down,
laid back, chill.
Eating his brownies.
I could turn it up.
Had a few brownies. Is that what you said?
Eating his brownies. He's got brownies. Look at him. Look at the damn dog over there eating brownies without sharing. Not
The good
sharing.
brownies?
Yeah, look at that. Now, yeah, look at that.
Oh, those are huge. Huge brownies. Oola, there it is. Is that how you say
Yeah,
it?
he hasn't eaten them yet. You should eat.
Yep, the oolas. Look up oola. That's what that's
Hey,
related to, Wayne.
So when you pot a plant, right, in a pot, do you buy
Yeah, they will
plastic or
bust down
clay?
there.
Do it by what?
Pots for planting pots. Is it plastic or clay pots?
I'm gonna stick with clay, because I like example is this the pots that these hens and chicks came out of. It was
Mhm.
plastic, and it's broken. It was left behind by the former homeowners, and I'm buying clay pots.
But don't you think like the heat, like the temperature fluctuations might end up, like even Old Way said it might crack the pot when you go real cold out there?
I can put them underneath the gazebo and let them dry out.
Yeah.
But use ceramic pots. No, I'm talking
I don't
about
I don't use the clay pots because of the water evaporating. And here we have plenty of like you don't need a lot of bone meal in our soil.
Okay, it says it's Ola, O-L-L-A.
Yeah.
And so how to use an Ola to water your garden.
Ola.
What people are doing.
So basically, it's that unglazed clay pot you bury in the ground full of water.
Fiberglass.
And another one here that gives a different name to it.
We have those foam ones here, Liberty Garden. They look like the terracotta. I always wondered about those, but I was afraid that they would break down too soon in Florida in our sun.
But if you get a donkey dung pots, no, they
Excuse
actually
me?
last longer.
Donkey dung?
Donkey dung.
Yeah, we don't have donkey dung in Florida pots. We don't.
Donkey
We
dung.
don't have that. It's not a common thing available to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if
It
it's a
is-
thing that's available in the States.
Yeah,
Donkey
it's there
dung.
somewhere in the countryside, maybe. No.
I don't think so. Donkey dung pots. We have peat moss pots that people use, but they direct sow them into the ground and they kind of
Yeah.
fade
This is
away.
I'm
Similar.
just watching the side chat. Everyone talking about the word and stuff. What's
Donkey
interesting
dung.
is the that OLLA is efficient for water systems, having originated in China.
Nope.
Froze.
Cool
Having
pot.
originated in China thousands of years ago.
It's a pretty
Made,
pot.
made in Malaysia.
It's
Yep.
pretty.
These are the same type of pots the Filipinos make.
Yeah.
Oh, those are nice.
Old Way
They're-
says
they're-
they'll bust in wintertime. I guess where she's at. So
Oh, yeah. I can just put them underneath my gazebo and let them dry out over the winter because I had lost some of my ceramic things over the
or
winter.
bring them in
because
your garage, maybe. I don't.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people bring everything in that are in your, winter zones. They bring certain stuff in
Yeah.
that does that. Oh,
Hey, do
I'll
I
show you
adjust?
someday.
This little teapot, it's Japanese teapot. It
I
made it
love
through the
that.
winter. It made it right through the winter.
it's probably because it's vitrified and it's porcelain. Maybe it's a different clay body.
Yeah. This one made it through the winter
Not
also.
it's not porous anymore.
Yeah, this is glass, and that made it all the way through the winter. I just
That's
planted this
beautiful.
stuff in there. Yeah, isn't it though?
Really pretty.
It is
That
pretty.
almost looks like Moreno that they have something planted in. Is that yours or the old homeowners left that?
The old homeowners. This is the hens and chicks, and I
I
took two
know,
of
but
those.
that pot
little-
looks like it's Moreno glass. Like they.
Well, it could be because there's a glass artist in this area who holds lessons and all that. His name is Chihuly. Chihuly Glass.
Dale
It's a-
Chihuly's in your area?
Oh yeah, that's where his base is, Tacoma, Washington. Yeah.
I never studied him enough to know
This
that.
might
I
have been
was-
made by one of his students. Or
Oh shoot! You gotta
Mhm.
empty that out, clean it out real good, and got some. Woo! It's beautiful.
Okay, I got something to share here for you guys.
Recycle it.
All right, so
Make
this is
nice
how to make your
candle.
own of these unglazed pots to do it,
Mm-hmm.
and it shows how you use 2 pots, some waterproof adhesive.
Yeah.
You glue them together. You leave one hole open, close the other
Yep.
one up, glue it together,
Mhm.
bury it with the open hole up,
Mhm.
and you get done. And you leave it like it says 5 centimeters, however much that is exposed, and fill it full of water.
I've thought about doing it here. The only thing I'm concerned about is what'll crawl in there. Like Old Ways was concerned about the little toad houses.
Yeah. What you can do on that top, get some screen and glue and glue the screen on there. The water will still pour through it.
Yeah.
What's the purpose of the burying the pots?
Okay. You go back up
They're
to the
porous.
top.
Terracotta is porous and it'll leach right into your soil.
Okay, I got you.
That's
I
why
got
they
you
don't
now.
survive winter well, because that's a porous clay body.
Mhm.
Whereas your porcelain teapot is not, is vitrified.
Yeah.
Or like a stoneware, some of those are more vitrified. They formed into glass.
Yeah.
And so
But
basically
terracotta
what it
has-
says is it'll hold water as long as the soil around it is damp. When the soil starts to dry out, then the water leaches out.
That must be for the pots that have no glazing on them, I would think.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Unglazed.
Yeah. Okay. I got
Well, it's also that, it's got to be all unglazed. But what they'll do too is they'll glaze the outside of terracotta pots and they still remain pretty fragile. Terracotta is not, it's kind of a fragile clay
Yeah.
because it's so porous.
Yeah, the things that made some of my ceramics, thrift store ceramics shatter was that they filled with water. We went overseas. They were left unattended, full of water. Then it got a hyper freeze and some of them split
that'll
open.
do it.
Yeah, so if I
And they also do a lot of low fire crap now. Like it seems like out in the stores, that's that lighter stuff that we're finding in the stores now.
Yeah. That's
it's slowly released. I think that's a neat idea.
Yeah, I've heard of people in dire straits will fill up some of those clay pots with water and hang it up and let it use it to filter water for if you've got dirty water and you need to drink it. And it takes a long time, but it'll filter water.
Hmm.
I think
You know what we do when
It's
when
like it takes it down to like a quarter or less of a micron,
yeah.
and it really takes a long time for it to filter through it. But yeah,
What do you do though for that big hole in the bottom? You
They
fill it
seal
with
it- they
another
sti-
piece?
Seal it shut.
they seal it up, or you get one that doesn't have the hole.
Okay. Go ahead, Star. What were you gonna say? You guys do?
we use pots. We not just for gardening. We also use for drinking water. Like you get the water from RO plant, right?
Mhm.
And if you have no electricity, that's what happens in summers. They cut the electrical lines. I mean the power cuts. So we pour water in the pots, and given 2 or 3 hours, you can get some cold water to drink
Hmm.
I've seen them do that in Vietnam.
in the summer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
people actually get, yeah. But if you get the blackest one, the darkest pot that is made up of that donkey stuff,
Mhm.
then water will be much colder actually. If not, then
Oh.
you can stick to the earthen pot in there. So
Mhm.
clay pot.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And, people, we do that. We keep them on the side of the streets everywhere, so people who walk by can actually have some something cool to drink. It's
They
Oh,
free.
do
okay.
small pots inside of boxes, Patriot Prepper, for almost type of a. They put the water in the bottom and do a wicking that way.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm talking about, Gil, with the tub.
Yeah. The self-wicking tubs. Yeah.
The self-wicking
But
tub.
what he's talking about here is if you get the small 3 or 4 inch diameter clay, the terracotta pots, you can do the same thing and just stick that in there. And if you don't want to grow flowers or onions, I guess it would work. Because that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
you could do like a cracky method with it, pretty
Yeah.
much. You would put the top on though, wouldn't you? And put the
You do it just like the other. You glue it together. Seal the bottom up on it and stick it down so that it was sticking up just a little bit, so you can fill it full of water.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was not even following it that way. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So that should work great, because I was thinking about that because my wife has a lot of stuff in 5 and 10 gallon pots that she has to water all the time.
Hmm.
And so I got to talk to her about this and see if this will work for her. I'm going to save this one website I just found.
I don't know if it would be too shallow though. You'd have to. Yeah, I guess if you put 2 together down the center,
Yeah, you do two of them.
like
That
2
way,
and 2, like 4 all together.
you could do that too.
Because it would only go shallow if you only use 2 small pots. You would have the lower part.
Yep. Some of those ones that are about like this big around are about like that tall.
Yeah,
So
they're
you
not
double-
really that deep. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I'm
so you
thinking.
double it, it'd be like that, and it would work.
Give you more water.
Yeah.
Yeah, to pull from. It's a great idea, Patriot Prepper. Pretty cool.
All right, he's going to try it out.
Yes,
So,
Ganges has many nutrients. The Ganges mineral water.
I could send you some.
Old ways brought it back up again. Yes,
my God.
I could send you
Ganges
some.
mineral water.
The Gunga
Yes,
River.
the Ganga.
Yeah, a bottle of water would cost
Special
you around
crunchy edition.
$20
Yeah,
plus
at least.
shipping charges.
Oh, so I'm sure
You want
customs
some?
would stop that. What is this?
it's imported mineral water.
Yeah, it's on Amazon.com in your country. You
Oh,
can
that's
get
true.
it.
Amazon brings it in. Yeah. Oh boy, you can have it. I don't want it. No thanks.
Some of
But
the
see, when I
gourd-
want to order that blowgun, because blowguns you can have in India apparently, that's what I have learned.
Mhm.
But they wouldn't send me from US.
they won't send you a blowgun. Like,
No. Yeah, with the darts and all.
Is there a
Oh.
Chinese website out there?
Alibaba.
No. We
You
don't
get
have
Alibaba
right there?
ships, but you got to usually buy in bulk, or you got to probably for him for something like that. He would have, or they up their
No.
shipping rate.
You could See if you could
But it's just
make
it says
something.
it's not available for to your country or something.
Yeah,
Oh.
what about making something?
Do you have bamboo there?
There,
Yeah.
I
we
know
have
there is some companies
There
other
you go.
than Amazon that sell the blow darts here, darts and guns here. Shoot.
I hear
Where
that.
do
you-
Southern Ohio Prepping was telling me about some of them.
I hear
What
that bird
Yosi
again, Star.
found was there is a in between, like you can get an address that they will basically Amazon will ship to that. It's like an in between for you.
Yeah, a drop
But
site.
you
Yeah.
hold your address there and then they
Mhm.
ship it on like to India. So I don't know if that would work. That might work by sending
that's
it to
only
the in
way.
between.
That's like a window to Western stuff.
Hmm.
If you want to add it. Yeah, I made
Yeah,
a PVC. I
PVC
can
will
show
work,
you. That's useless. I tried to do that on the rat.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You get the rat and come
you got to
down.
get some you got to use like half-inch schedule 80 PVC because the outside is the same diameter, but the schedule 80 is thin. The inside gets because to make it the walls
It's
thicker.
much thicker.
It
smaller
gets
hole.
a smaller hole in the middle.
But it doesn't have that momentum. What I see, it doesn't. There's a friction. That's a problem with that.
Mm.
It's
Well,
not
you
that
wax the draw some wax through the PVC to coat the inside and wax your dart as well.
Look
What I
it up on YouTube. I bet there's
I bet there's
other
a million
indigenous
tutorials. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's tutorials on here.
I took a copper ball valve. I took a big Coca-Cola plastic bottle, attached a receiver type of. You get that in your bicycles. Attached that in the end,
Mm-hmm.
melted with a glue gun. Then I used my leg press. What do you call it? The air pump. Fill it up. I used the copper ball, this wall thing, then attached to the blow gun, and I used it. It worked once. That's it. That was the end.
Oh.
Rats come in the night, and slingshots are useless. I'm not talking about the small, not this size. I'm talking about huge rats like this. It
Yeah.
could feed
Oh,
a
wow.
family.
Oh,
for
you
a
want a
day.
wrist? If you're going to use a slingshot, you're going to want something like a wrist rocket, or like the one that Dave got with the big wide bungee type rubber things. He has like 3 or 4 of them, and you're like,
The rats.
and
are
when it goes, man, it goes.
The workout bands. Yeah.
You can get medical tubing and use that too.
Yeah,
Or the catheters. Yeah, I use catheters also. Yes.
Oh, okay.
but like the one like Dave had there had didn't just have one strap on it; it had 3 straps on each side going back to the leather thing you set the pellet in, or in this case a ball bearing in.
Ball bearings. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy to make out of bamboo. You have to clean the bamboo. You have to make sure it is straight. You have to put a fireplace somewhere, because when you get that bamboo to bend or to be in the straightest shape possible, that's a huge process. I've seen people doing that. It takes days. We have a separate guys who do that, but still.
Do you have bows and arrows?
It's illegal. Yes.
It's legal.
Illegal.
So illegal.
Wow.
Are slingshots legal though?
You cannot hit a bird with it. You can't hit a dog with it. So you can keep it for sure, I guess.
But you
Because
can't
they have something called a whisker biscuit that goes in a slingshot, and you put an arrow in the slingshot and fire an arrow from the slingshot.
Well, the thing is,
my God, no.
Like,
they'll probably beat us.
well, like what he just said, you can keep a slingshot, but you can't use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
I don't know where that arrow came from. I don't have a bow.
Dude, it's
They'll
so
just take
crowded.
one look at me and they'll know it's me because the way that I dress. The others wear white and white clothes or something.
It's so crowded in Asia,
Yeah,
you can't get away with anything. There's hundreds of eyes everywhere. You know,
Yeah.
the city
If I can
streets
think
are
of, I'll
jam
go
packed
to
with
the
people.
rack. Yeah, thing is, I need to get that blowgun always.
Yeah,
That 40-inch, 50-inch calibers.
Yeah. There
Mhm.
should be a
It's one of
tutorial
those.
on here. They have a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of Aboriginal tribes that make like those underground places with a swimming pool and stuff. Have you seen that stuff?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
hmm
It's always
Primitive.
Discovery or Nat Geo. They're showing their stuff.
Yeah. Mhm.
No,
It's
this
always
was
that.
like their own channel. Like they
They have their own channel also.
like
Yeah.
like I don't know who does their videos, but
I think it's called primitive technology or
It's it.
primitive. It's
Yeah.
something primitive.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah,
Mhm.
those guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh
Mhm.
my goodness, yes. They,
So
they
there you
build
go.
swimming pools and they make cement also. I've seen
Yep.
them making cement.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, sorry, Glenn.
Yeah.
Sling
Would have been
guys,
good to have you up
Got it.
here.
I gotta bounce because I'm gonna continue mixing
Yeah,
this
I gotta
potting
go
soil
too.
with my fertilizer. I got stuff to do.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
guys.
And it's
Take care.
10:30 here, so yeah.
Peace, everybody. Later, Wayne.
Hope
All
you have
right,
a
see
good
you,
one.
Bob.
Night, Bob.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. Tomorrow night, though, let me get this up over here real quick.
Good night.
Tomorrow night on Gray Man Prepping, the topic is if you're not moving forward, you're falling behind. And basically, I am borrowing from Steve, Corsair Trainer's video, improve your position concept. And so I'm going to take it, stretch it out to a little bit more and stuff. But yeah. So if you're not moving forward, you're falling behind. That's the topic tomorrow night on Gray Man Prepping. And for those that are interested, who are here, who are subscribed to Gray Man Prepping as well, I'm doing the 1,000 subscriber giveaway in 2 weeks on the 31st, and I'm going to be adding some special giveaways for the channel members that are joining Gray Man Prepping as channel members over there. So.
Oh, not this channel, the other one. Okay.
The other one,
Okay.
yes. Yeah, the Gray Man Prepping channel.
Yes.
So, and I want to thank, Carol's gone, Bob's gone. I want to thank them for coming up here.
Yeah.
Thank Glenn Howdegarden for trying to come up here. And, I forgot his name now. Premier. Not going to say the full name, but yeah. And of course, Wayne and Star here for coming up here. You two hang around till after I end it, okay? Hang on here. All right, and so thank you, everyone. We're going to end it here now, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow night over on Gray Man Prepping, guys.